there's definitely something besides our body.
Because you're already releasing judgment with your tones, with your voice.
What
You're
I'm saying
already
is
coming
like,
into great honesty while you're freestyling.
there's an afterlife. Like, I know it. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to go.
It might be another one of these lines, right after it.
I think it has been, mine has been for like at least 3 or 4 times. And I die by rat every time. It sucks. Sucks dying by rat.
You die by what?
Rat. Every time.
Oh, fuck, bro. Yeah, it swells up within. It's an inability to express a certain energy cycle. If we can't express it, we become it. It's terrible. We suppress it with us, it stays with us longer than anything else in the world. So the releasing of judgment unbinds these energies and they pass by us. Now you just express everything like your rap does, strong, but it's not against anything. So it's not reverse. It's not causing agitation in people. It's like, well, that is a crazy, insane, like powerful expression, but it's not confronting to me in the way in which I imagine it would be.
But it is for the first time taking art in my own hands rather than just appreciating it from far. Or even right next door to it. I've been an art lover for so long, but I've never like tripped on my own art and flung it into the songs.
That particular art is the art that I think most beneficial to the realization of any person's consciousness because it frees the vocal channel. When the vocal channel is free, your expression is free, and then you're fucking free, bro.
The tongues I can speak in,
you can be yourself.
all the shit's illuminated just from speaking and letting my mouth go.
Guided completely through, completely solid, completely centered and structured.
Yeah.
Now nothing can disturb you because you've accepted yourself so much.
Why is it so
Now
much?
you can accept everybody else so much.
Why is there so much dualities involved? Why is that it's so like
It's crazy.
horrifying to face all this shit? The oldest memory that just became apparent is not anything loving at all. It's doing damage and torturing things. Like, you know what I mean? Knowing like who I am by my nature and who I've become because of all the fucking love and unconditional support I've always had. The privilege I've had. Poor me, poor white people problems. Poor middle class white person problem. It's just a piss and pot. Piss edge. Why piss in power? You piss in the push. Why stay? And I'm not fucking flat. Kind of hard on some things. Hard nosed. Hard at all the breaks. How many do I put in the pink? How many stink? I'm abstaining from all that shit. Fucking giant sorcery, black magic. Witches know I got something. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, man. It sounds like you're coming in real strong to yourself though, dude. Dude, in a big way. And that you're in between it, you're looking at it, you're able to observe it, you're agitated with it, but you're expressing about it, so you're not going to be taken by it. As long as you express the things that are going on, you're never going to have to retreat to the volatility. You can actually eventually see that they're effortless nothing. They're actually an amazing, blessed energy somehow. And it's just a crazy healing happening through the most simple of
I wish that was happening, bro, but like my heart's been on my sleeve for a while, and like my empathy is what's killing me. Like I just there's so much. Like I have to be around some people, but then I go out and I just see everything, and I'm like and I feel these people have like misery, even though we're in paradise. You don't realize it, and it's like why? And I feel it, and it fucking hurts me, like damages me. It's hard to fucking extinguish it or fucking just not see it.
Yeah, man. And so, being an intelligent man, a teacher and everything, you
Too
know.
smart for my own good. I'd rather have 70 IQ points. I got twice as many as that.
You know?
I got twice as many as a retarded person would have.
What you want to be in the world. As you express yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself, and love everybody without judgment, you teach everybody immediately how to do that.
I'm not trying to teach everybody anymore. I'm trying
You don't have to.
Like I said, I'm trying to delete half of it.
That is already a teaching.
Trying to delete half of it and teach the other half.
Right now,
After they've seen the first half deleted.
for me, because I'm opening up my freestyle flow, my vocal flow, and all these things. So when you came today,
I'm not a rap battler. I'm a rap advocator.
I was like, damn, that's awesome, bro. This guy's like Buddha consciousness. This guy's like enlightened being teaching me something right now. That's how you were when you come to me. And still now.
Good, thank you, Ryan.
So
Thank you for that.
yeah, man. Just by you being yourself is amazing.
I'm sorry if I came off so salty, because it is.
Bro, you explain yourself, bro. So it's not confusing. When somebody's salty and they don't say something, then you're confused. Like, does that have to do with you?
No,
You explain yourself. So it's like, oh yeah, no, I know it has to do with him. And it's cool. And I have empathy. I care about my brother. I understand. I get salty too. You know. So when you told me you get salty, it's like, oh yeah, I also do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I felt those things too.
I'm just wondering if humans are good, bro.
It sucks.
I don't think we're superior to anything else on the planet that's alive, or even the things that we don't consider to be alive.
We're not inferior either.
The earth and nature and Gaia, mother, you know, a real mother, like, is bigger than any God to me. Like,
Yeah.
that's where we are right now. Man. I'm pretty sure it's our legacy that affects our afterlife. Might be privy to some shit.
Yeah, Jesus said that I am my Father and my Father is greater than I. The Neville Goddard in 1920 wrote a book translating that to I am my consciousness and my consciousness is greater than I. And I love this because you are equal to everything and a limitless being as everything is. But still, it's obvious that here you are and look at this.
Yeah. But I still think he was a rape baby.
Possibly.
There's no Virgin Mary. There's no Messiah coming back.
Who knows?
Sorry, I'm ready to shit on religion because of all it's done,
Might
man.
be their Messiah.
Well, I'm ready to shit on religion everywhere. Just
The
'cause of all it's
awakened
done.
ones.
And I know that certain gods exist. I've seen them.
You've seen the guys?
I've been in a room with Shiva and shit, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I met a lot of people.
The older gods are way more real than me. Please don't record this. Are you recording something?
Oh, she is
Yeah.
recording something. Yeah, that's what she does. She records videos for me all day. Sorry about that. Yeah, she doesn't have you on the camera at all, though. Yeah, none of your pictures or anything or any of that stuff. But yeah, she does that spontaneously and doesn't say anything about it beforehand. And that's kind of what we like too sometimes because it's nice for her to catch certain things.
Absolutely. That's how I learned so much about myself. I had to record myself for teaching. Like, it's so weird to see how you think you are and then how you actually are.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that lyrics to the song? It's like, I don't mind the sun sometimes, the images it shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes. Cinnamon and sugary and softly spoken lies. No one knows just how you look through other people's eyes. Wow, 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 wow.
I love that. They were all just drinking. They're drinking from it.
Going down the mountain. That's so cool. And they're all just dying, basically, for the wrong reasons, for the wrong reasons of their fucking soul that can't be escaping. It's a new type of raping.
Everybody relating, coming through. Healing all the nation's expression. Thank you for your song.
Thank you for your guidance, your philosophy.
You're shit, bro. Good to see you always, man. Did you want to look at this before you go?
Still greenish.
It's still greenish? Yeah,
It's a half full kind of cup.
Yeah. I'll do my best to keep it as green as I can. I mean, it's not like no brightness on top, but
Just stacks mine shit in a lot.
I cornered as best I can.
It's still train cars.
Keep the hits good all the way through, you know. To the groove, air back. Oh.
The Wu-Tang teaching
You
the truth. Come on, let's hear about the truth.
Let's hear about the truth, baby. Tell me what honesty means. Integrity, transparency, clarity, acting like everybody is me equally. Oh.
Dignity.
Love you guys.
Indemnity.
You got this virtue.
All types of decrepitude. Decrepitude, I don't know, a slut.
You the bomb, bro. Woo! That's cool. That guy's a shit. Steve, I'm better. He's cool too. He's like, I don't care, man. Well, dang, you recording it? Alright, well, that's cool. Alright. I'm glad it's cool. Yeah, she does that. That's what I want her to do. I'm a little embarrassed. Sorry about that. I know it's a little strange. We just think it's cool to catch these things, you know. We think it's a unique expression that, you know, people don't really see very much, and they're kind of good channels and teachings that could be helpful to all kinds of different people. We meet a lot of people, so the channels come through for all kinds of different sorts, so it's possible that we'll have thousands of videos that will relate to thousands of different types of people, and different ego groups and different spiritual blockages or what's going on. He's actually doing amazing. He's been going through all kinds of things throughout life. I've known him for years now. He's freaking doing phenomenal. That's amazing. I can't believe what he's doing. It's like in the in-between space. He's really come to a giant rise. Nobody would have ever really thought very well of him, actually. always loved Steve a lot. I always thought he was a really great guy. I really loved him. He's been on drugs and addiction problems and things like that, but he's really just coming so strong into himself right now. It's really very beautiful. It's very difficult to grow in the world. You know, it's very difficult to work with your shadow in a world that doesn't really know what's happening with it. I think that's the reason why we're talking about these kinds of things, so that we understand what the process looks like to move through your shadow, what the process looks like to unite with all of your being and love yourself and to express yourself, to come to authenticity, to come into truth embodied. It's maybe not as pretty as what you may think, but all of the frequencies are quite necessary to agitate a being out of complacency into the necessity for learning. You know, the mother of all invention is necessity. Also internally, with the internal technology of ourself. Unless you need to, you will not do it. Now, there's different reasons why somebody will need to, and that depends on their ego programming. It depends on what they care about. You know, if you care about others, then that's the reason why you'll upgrade. If you care about yourself, then that's the reason why you'll upgrade. If you care about a dog, if you care about whatever you care about, an idea, whatever it is you care about, all of that can be used to agitate you into movement. If you're afraid of something that is a great driving force, we can really easily move you on fear. Obviously, that's been happening for a long time. And so we are doing our best to move away from those types of movements, you know, that you don't have to always learn from burning your hand in the fire every day. That, you know, you eventually know, just knowingly, by osmosis, by happenstance, by natural instinct, that yes, it is not good to touch the fire. You don't have to be burned by it. We can also tell everybody, look, you don't have to be burned by it. But hey, maybe everybody does have to be burned a little bit by the fire to know that fire is hot and that they don't want to be burned by it. Maybe we have to see that it's okay to be burned by fire even, and that we can accept it in order to finally release that fear and release that need for reflection within our reality. That everything can be rapidly, insanely accepted, and that will stop the need for us to see it within the mirror of consciousness for the entirety of the collective, the whole world, for all of the consciousness entirely. And that will only happen through this insane movement of acceptance, which has no fighting capability and has no possibility of changing something. It's the utter acceptance of that. So in some way, you're in some way resolving to be with that thing forever, without it ever changing from the way in which it has disturbed you. And that can seem insane and completely unintelligent to a fearful mind. But that is only to the fearful mind that believes that something can harm it. When you are an unharmable, invincible force that has nothing that can stand against it or upon it in which to diminish it, then there is no reason to then be so afraid as to allow this unity, this acceptance to pervade the entirety of our being. And if we have reason, again, to not allow ourselves to accept every piece of ourselves, any frequency in which we see without change of it, then we are still in the illusory understanding that something is somehow wrong and imperfect and undesirable within inside of us. But that is actually not true. There is not a piece of us that is unworthy. There's not a piece of us that is undeserving. There's not a piece of us that is not equal in light to any other piece of us, or the conglomeration of any amounts of pieces of us, or any of this. Every piece from the low to the high is equal. In the sky, whatever you may dive to the deepest depths within the seas of our conscious beliefs, it is all equal. Illusory or not, whatever you can point at, whatever you cannot point at, if you cannot point at it, there's a way that it could be seen to be unequal. But in a way, we would have no choice but that to be able to point at it, to be able to look at it. So really, if you cannot point at it, then you simply cannot point at it. You are not able to point at it. There's no pointing at it possible. That is a complete distinction and accurate, exact energy of what it is we are describing in the English language with that distinction. And so we are quite literal and impeccable with our word, and that is how we come with pronunciation, the enunciation, the ability then to be deliberate and describe with great specificity what it is we are meaning, actually, literally, in full, now, wholly. And so any inquisitive mind that may seek in nature the understanding of what it is that we have given in our resolve will always be able to find an accurate common understanding as a science. That any language, that any person can see what it is that we have said and understand it literally easily. This is the point of language and the point of transferring information. If you are lazy, I do not know what it is the point of your mindless chatter. You just wish to hear banter. That is what people say then about Babylon, that people are babbling on. Yes, with impeccability, it will no longer be this. With transparency, with clarity, with providing the fullness of information, there is a great, amazing beauty to the artful way in which we can articulate and bring to relate the amazing truths which come to us authentically in the moment in which we happen to be occurring in, together, singularly, individually, collectively, however it is we happen to see or be able to compound the information in which we transfer to one another, in which to describe and distinguish accurately the nature in which is the people present for that, the beings present for that, the awareness in which are witnessing, the awarenesses in which are witnessing it. Impeccability of the word, of the tongue, of the action, of the mind. This is full and divine, and everything is in this way aligned. Always, no matter how we see it, however in which we time the rhyme, in which we sign into this way, in which we describe what we decide with our perception to be aligned, every single thing is equal in every way. You can make a mistake, you could fall, you could be good, you could be great, you could be less, you could be late, you could be this or that way, and all of it is precisely perfect. And acceptance will show you that you're worth it, that it is all worth it. Acceptance is the key. Very simple as acceptance. You can apply it in every moment of your life, and it will change every moment of your life. You can apply that also to yourself internally, into your own perception and expression of yourself authentically, and you will see that you never again occur in volatility, and then you ease the transference of all energy and harmony with every meeting you ever have in all of your life, and it eases the transfer for those things with everything they ever meet in their life as well. It's amazing how when we stop grinding gears hard, when it does not bounce and collide like this anymore, and it comes together like this, that every meeting then starts to soften this way. Everything that bounces softer. Finally, it hits softer here, and now it can hit softer here, and now it can hit softer here, and now it can hit softer here, and it's softer here, softer here. And you can just rest and fall deep into your center, and the settling will never unsettle anymore. It will just settle more and more and more. Because when you apply force after settling, it's awful agitating immediately to your personal being, and you immediately stray away from it in sight for what is seen by you in your awareness to give you utter efficiency for yourself and for everything, for all you could possibly care about in that moment. You strive for your entirety for skillful action. And so once you find the more skillful action, the least skillful action is impossible for your awareness to go towards. So the moment that you begin the journey of settling, you cannot end it. And everybody now, I tell you, has been on that journey. We are all settling. And that's all. We're not fighting anything, we're not going anywhere, we're not becoming something. We're settling into the tune that beats from our own personal hearts individually and together as one. And we will finally see how this heart does beat with every single being. Simultaneously in balance as homeostasis within the neurological processes of our nervous system. All we do is balance constant. And so there's an easy way to balance here immediately, through the releasing of judgment and the coming into acceptance, forgiveness, unconditional love, and gratitude for all of ourselves, for all frequencies, for all beings entirely. And we can then allow ourselves to fall deeply, 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 deeply in between the seams of these dreams that kept us illusory and not awake. We become lucid in ourselves, illuminate. This luminosity that sparks from this frequency within inside of you is easily here accessible, but only through radical acceptance of all of self. Everything external and internal, everything that moves in agitation in any way. It's the rejection, the suppression, the non-acceptance of this energy that disallows it to come to settling and causes the rebuttaling of its frequency. Pow. Every time it comes is a giant hit by our consciousness and our observation. We hit it. We defend against it. We create a platform of strength. We became solid in a way, and it could not catch. And so it bounced away from us. Depending on how we bounced it, depends on how far it had to bounce, and then how hard it will come bouncing back. And it keeps doing this, so on and so forth, until one day we can see. Past this, we come to some place of understanding. Our direct experience brings us to be the thing we judged. And then we have no choice but to understand how something could be that way. And then we come into some place of acceptance. And now it can move through us easier. And we come into a place of greater settling. This usually takes us until we're old men, old women. And we've had no choice finally but to accept. Finally our muscle is gone, our strength is gone, our ability is gone. We've had to accept help from others. We've had to accept ourselves for our falsity. We've had to accept others for that. We've seen perspective from time. We've noticed, oh, okay, people are all this way. Oh, okay. Finally, the old man, the old woman, they become like the child. Like a little kid, they are all laughing, saying anything, sexual this, whatever that. They say whatever they want. They have a rite of passage. They care not what you think anymore. But that's the only difference, actually. They care not what you think anymore. You need not care what anybody thinks. What you will think of yourself. Have you come to great acceptance of this, you will be like the wise old elder. It will be amazing for you, but maybe even greater, because you can transcend the dogmas that kept them so long in hiding, and come into something new, some groove never before seen. And it's your own personal tune, who you are, uniquely, in every moment that you're in. You're not the same in any moment you are in. You are constantly growing. Every moment you are differently formed. And if you allow yourself to experience this different forming from moment to moment, become precise, present, and accurate with you yourself in your own personal blooming of your own personal lotus. You will see it blooms quite quickly, quite amazingly. Just takes something being present and precise and actually witnessing it. Its awareness, seeing it, so that it can explain it to itself. It's all it takes. And there it is. Right there, right then. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You're right now, right where you've always been. You're on the place you ever wanted to be. So you simply can come to realize it with this great acceptance of all of yourself. This great unconditional love for all beings everywhere without one exception. That are truly you. There's no separation. It is non-dual. You are non-dual. You are pure awareness. You are everything existing as everything at once. Diversely, amazingly, equally, limitlessly, freely, for everything in balance constantly. And you can come into the knowledge of this easily. You simply allowing yourself to be yourself fully. Through seeing the ways in which you have not been allowed yourself from the time you are so young, and coming into acceptance of yourself and all of your wrongnesses and all of your rightnesses and all of your different dissonances and harmonies, and allowing them to sing together as one in unity, and seeing what it is then, the compilation of these energies, the conglomeration of all of enlightened mind as it expresses through you, the tuning fork of your being, the hollow bone, the fruit, that is your amazing heart-shapen reality. You can truly be, right now, effortlessly, as you always are, perfectly, relating with everything in the greatest of balance, authentically as you are. You already do this every day. You're authentically your consciousness. You're authentically the being that has witnessed everything that brought you here now. You're authentically the being that is witnessing the possibility of this new creative frequency that is your personal self, whoever you happen to be. The most amazing enlightened consciousness, the most perfect being ever. And you're able to be this. You're already being this. You're able to witness yourself being this. Go ahead, look at you. Come on, take a long, hard look at you. Take a long, hard look at you. You're amazing. already. You may not think so. Maybe you look at all the world and all the troubles and all the judgments too long, all those stories, but you can let go of those stories. Look now precise. Acceptance can help you come to this. It's very simple acceptance. It has no force. It is like the motion of unconditional love. It is a very subtle motion. It's a releasing, a relaxing, settling, coming into, deep down, deep in there. Releasement of all the form. Even formlessness is form. Releasement of everything. You can fully be deliberately, exactly as you be. And see, oh, I am in balance. I am the key. My authenticity, my honesty, my integrity, in great simplicity, effortlessly, naturally. That is the key in every moment I am in, with every meaning I will ever have. If I simply do this, everything will be free as I am free. And so everything has no choice but to be able to show me that yes, it is free. And if I see it not acting like it is free, when I know that it is free, I can simply let it know, share with it. If I have that compassion for myself as I do not see it as separate, hey, you know you're free, yeah? But I have no need to do this, as everything is free and perfect already. There's no reason for me to move in emergency. Hey, you need to know you're free. No, I don't. What are you talking about? I'm free to do whatever I wish. I don't need to do anything. Oh yeah, that's right. Why would I project need upon you? Sorry about that. I thought it was an emergency. Cease my course. But just in case you didn't know, you are free. And I'm experiencing right now. It's amazing. Every time I come deeper into myself. You want to hear about it? You don't? Okay, doesn't matter. Either way, I'm expressing myself. But I don't have to express to you.